Hello and welcome into this week's edition of Your Next Favorite Driver right here on Racing News Now. As always, I'm your host, Garth Allen. Thank you once again for joining me today. If this is your first time catching a Racing News Now video, we're currently in our hashtag Race to 1K. If you haven't done it already, go down below, hit that subscribe button. It is free to do. The quicker we get to 1,000 subscribers, the quicker YouTube will let us do mobile live streaming, which will vastly improve both the quality and quantity of coverage we're able to give you when we get back to the track. Help us get to that 1K mark and you will not be disappointed with the coverage you see from Daytona in February. But today we're talking about the next episode of Your Next Favorite Driver. Today we're joined by 15-year-old driver for DGR Crosley in the ARCA Series. Picked up his first win in ARCA in an ARCA West race a couple weeks ago at Kern County Raceway Park. Has had some fantastic runs this season, has really impressed all of us, I think, with the performances he has put out on the track this year. We're talking about Taylor Gray. He has been a phenomenal addition, I think, to the Ford development program this year, and I think we're going to see even better things coming from him in 2021. You know what to expect from this show at this point. We're going to get to know his racing past, how he got into racing, get to know him on a little bit more of a personal level, and anything else we might want to talk about. So, we're just going to go ahead and get right into that chat and get to know Taylor Gray. And we're now joined by driver for DGR Crosley in the ARCA Series, Taylor Gray. Taylor, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you, man?
Good. So here on Your Next Favorite Driver, we try to introduce you to folks that may not know you yet, let them get to know you on more of a personal level. So let's start off with your background in racing. How did you get started in racing?
Yeah, so when I was younger, I raced dirt go-karts for a couple years, and then from there took a big step to limited late models, which I think helped me the most, just going up to a bigger level than I was probably supposed to be at, just to kind of learn to race with harder guys and get familiar with the stock cars at such a young age. So I made a pretty big step when I was younger. I don't remember what age I was, but raced those for a couple of years, and went to DGR Crosley after the first year. Limited late models, went and ran the car store late model stock. Struggled a little bit. Didn't really. I was just needed to mature more as a driver, and didn't really know like the racetracks I was going to, and so I struggled a bit. I think I just needed to mature more as a driver, and whenever I got into the ARCA series, I think I matured a lot as a person and as a driver. So I think 2021 is going to be a lot different from what we saw this year.
So growing up, watching your brother race in NHRA and be as successful as he was, what made you choose the stock car path and not the drag racing path?
I mean, I don't know. I've always liked the NASCAR stuff. You know, my best friend was in it, and so I wanted to get my start into it, and then. We all kind of saw drag racing going downhill. As much as it's sad to say, it's going downhill. It's not going the place where I think a lot of people want it to. So, we got out at the right time and moved our stuff to a different type of racing.
So, would you ever consider another form of racing, or is stock cars it for you?
I think the stock car is it for me. I think whenever I'm older and I'm ready to retire, I think I'm going to be ready to be done. So like Jimmy, he's a different animal. You know, he's going back racing again in a different type of car. So I think whenever I'm his age and I'm retiring, I think I'm going to be ready to be done and stay at home.
Okay. So who was your favorite driver growing up?
Man, this is a hard one. I think I'd have to go with Kevin Harvick, though. Obviously he's a Ford teammate, but I really like his racecraft. It's obviously he didn't make the Final Four this year under a championship setting that I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be Kevin Harvick for sure.
Okay. So what's your favorite track you've raced on so far?
See, everyone asks me that, so I don't really know. I don't really know if I have a favorite track, but probably the most fun I've had this year was either at Dover or I gotta think. Phoenix. I like Phoenix a lot.
Okay.
That Phoenix is a cool place.
Yeah. So, I feel like I probably know the answer to this one, but what is the most memorable moment in your career thus far?
Probably, man, I don't know. I've got a couple big late model stock car wins, but the ARCA one was pretty nice. I feel like I should have won more than once this year and back out east, and we didn't. And so I think it was nice to finally win an ARCA and kind of get the boat rolling there. So
Yeah.
I think it'd have to be the ARCA one just because we struggled so bad this year.
So what's your ultimate goal in racing? What do you want to be able to say you've done when you finally hang up the helmet?
Yeah, obviously the ultimate goal for everyone is to be a champion, right? So, I mean, to be a multi-time champion would be something that I'd be honored to be. So, I think that's everyone's goal. It's just a matter of the way you execute and the way you handle it.
Right. All right, so let's move to more of the personal side of things here. If you weren't racing, what would you do? What do you feel you have the skill or the knowledge to be able to do if you weren't behind the wheel?
I definitely have the body type to go play football. Everyone tells me, actually Marty Lindley would walk around the racetrack and be like, that boy needs to go play football. So,
Nice.
Yeah, I probably would go play football or, man, I don't know what else. If I wouldn't play football, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, if you could pick any one driver in NASCAR history to 1v1, who would it be and why?
In football?
NASCAR.
Oh, in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Man, like I had to race against them one-on-one?
Yes.
Um,
This could be somebody you want to learn something from. Maybe you hate somebody and you just want the chance to beat them.
That's hard. Kevin Harvick.
Okay.
Just to learn from. You know, it's always like whenever you get behind people like that, you learn a lot from them. Like you learn more than you think you do. So, I think,
Yeah.
To run behind him would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a solid choice. I mean, I've made the argument for a while. If he was in equipment like he's in now for his whole career, we'd be having him in the conversation as one of the greatest. So, yeah, that's definitely.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah. So, what is one interesting thing about you that nobody knows, or maybe not a lot of people know?
Not very interesting, so I don't know.
It's got to be something.
Yeah, think about this one.
No interesting hobbies or anything?
I broken collarbone for like half the year last year.
Really?
That's about it. Yeah.
How'd you do that? That had to be pretty painful.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. It's still broken.
Oh.
It's still out of place.
Wow.
I snapped it riding a bike.
Nice. You just got right back in the race car.
Yeah, like 3 weeks later after the break, I got in and raced. It hurt, but it is what it is.
Nice.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right?
That's right. All right, so we're going to end off here playing a little bit of this or that. You ever played this or that before?
I've never. What is that?
Okay, so I just throw out two choices at you, kind of rapid fire here, and you pick whichever one you like better. You can explain why you picked what you picked, or you don't have to explain, whichever you want to do.
All right.
So we're going to throw you a softball here for the first one. Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Absolutely.
Good choice. Road course or oval?
Oval.
Okay. Netflix or YouTube?
Netflix.
Instagram or Twitter?
Instagram. Twitter is a bunch of haters.
Yeah, definitely. Burger or taco?
Say it again?
Burger or taco?
Taco. I'm from New Mexico, man. I like tacos.
Fair enough. Horror movie or comedy?
Comedy.
Okay. TV show or movie?
Movie. Hate TV shows. No.
Really?
Yeah, I can't sit there and binge watch things. I always
Okay.
have to do something.
Okay. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Okay. Well, that makes
I
sense.
like winter clothes. I like winter clothes, though.
Okay. Let's see what I have next here. 1 million Instagram followers or $100,000?
$100,000.
Okay. Aquarium or zoo?
Zoo.
Be born in the future or the past?
Past.
Okay. Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Ferrari.
M&M's or Kit Kat?
Kit Kat.
Good choice. Last one. Work at SpaceX or Google?
SpaceX. You're making more money at SpaceX.
Would you though?
I think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know.
Probably depends what you were doing. You could probably make...
I think it depends on what you're doing there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Do you have any plans lined out for next year yet?
Yeah, I think they're going to be coming out here pretty soon, so you guys just have to stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Can't really say anything about it right now, but we'll see.
All right. So where can people find you on social media?
On Instagram, it's TaylorGray_17. I think that's what it is. Pretty sure. And then I think Twitter's the same thing. Yeah, I don't really keep up with Facebook, so that's not my thing. But
Yeah.
those two is where you can find me. Go give me a follow. I need some more followers so I can get verified on Instagram. So
There you go. Go follow him so he can get verified. He needs that blue check
Yep.
mark.
Right.
All right. Well, I think that's going to about do it. So, Taylor, thanks for joining us today and letting folks get to know you a little better. Hopefully, we gained you a few new fans from this.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And we want to thank Taylor once again for joining us today. It's always a pleasure talking to him, and it was great getting to know him a little bit better. Hopefully, we have convinced you that he might be your next favorite driver. As we mentioned last week, your next favorite driver will be continuing from here into the off-season. Can't spoil just yet who we've got lined up for the show in the next few weeks, but there'll be drivers you will definitely want to see and want to get to know a little bit better. So definitely tune in for that. Thursdays at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on RNN. NASCAR Heat 5 streams continuing every Wednesday around 9 p.m. Eastern. Those have been very interesting the past few weeks. The ups and the downs and everything in between. It's been quite the roller coaster. So definitely come out and hang out with us for those, for some entertainment throughout the off season. And I might have a couple other one-off off streams here or there throughout the off season. Some big things that I've got in the works right now, just a matter of when exactly we are doing them, so keep an eye out for some other live streams throughout the off season, and maybe some news and other videos as driver announcements come for ARCA and other levels in NASCAR throughout the off season. Keep an eye out for those as well. Thank you as always to our Patreon supporter, Regional Manager William Holmes. Thank you as always for your support. It is greatly appreciated. If you would like to be a patron of RNN, the link is down below in the description, patreon.com/racingnewsnow. Not required by any means, but it's definitely appreciated when you want to help RNN in that way. But that's going to about do it for this week's edition of Your Next Favorite Driver. As always, I'm Garth Allen for Racing News Now.